Madam Deputy Speaker, broadly speaking, I recognise the hard truth that lockdown 2 was necessary to keep our NHS and emergency services from being overrun. Whilst I would have wanted to have seen the tier system endure a bit longer, it took strong leadership from the government to make the strong calls that it has done, and I commend them for that. It's also hugely welcome to hear the news of the vaccine developments, and I recognise the huge human cost that's been spoken about a great deal this evening. But I want to focus, if I can, very briefly on the economy. I believe that we are now past the point of no return with regards to the economy. If we choose to go back to the tiered system, it can't come soon enough, given the lives and livelihoods put at risk by the restrictions. And we do need to see the UK open for business. Yes, we must take the virus seriously, but we cannot let it prevent us from living our lives. And therefore, if a new normal is necessary, we need to learn to live alongside the virus, not to hide from it. There are certain areas which I believe the government would wish to focus on right now, and it's really important that we do this. First of all, aviation is a particular concern to me. Over 330,000 jobs worth over £28 billion. Desperate position for aviation. Leisure industry also hit harder than most. Despite reports of very low infection rates of fitness centres and outdoor sports providers, not to mention the ever-growing body of evidence of mental health benefits, they're yet to be recognised as part of the solution rather than part of the problem. We've also got 600,000 signatures on a petition against gym closures, and I would urge the government to look very closely at that, please. Entertainment. Whilst it's great to see elite sport back on TV, we can't forget those grassroots sports providers. League One, League Two clubs, for example, and also the FA redundancies, plus the whole raft of sports all across the UK. Exhibitions employing 600,000 people. The UK currently exports £2 billion worth of exhibition services every year, a top 10 global exporter. We've got to put that right as soon as we can. Lastly, just a few words on my constituency in Bracknell, if I may. And these have come directly from my constituents via correspondence over the last couple of weeks. Firstly, the infringement on civil liberties needs to be balanced against the need to restrict the spread of the virus. So I'd urge the government, please, to look at that balance, perhaps more carefully. 100,000 people currently make up the cancer backlog. We must do some work there as well. Flu jabs. I believe there is a shortage of flu jabs. People are asking locally about getting flu jabs at local pharmacists and surgeries, and I again urge the government to look at that. And lastly, I'd like to see a permanent test and trace site in Berkshire. Thank you very much, indeed, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Order. Now, the thing is, if everybody was 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes, everybody would get in. I'm not going to reduce the time limit officially, but if colleagues wanted to be considerate of each other, that would be my advice. Anthony Brown.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I'll try and be very as brief as I can. I want to start paying tribute to the people of South Cambridgeshire who have helped us all get through this pandemic. I mean, the care workers, the volunteers, the medical staff, the nurses and doctors who have been working heroically, but also people from the private sector. And I've found it very dismaying that the parties opposite have spent so long attacking the private sector. In my constituency, they've been developing the ventilators, doing genome decoding of coronavirus. They've developed the tests, a whole range of different tests. They're producing the tests. They're delivering the tests for the government. And